All right, let's talk about the 2025 holiday season. I know, it feels a ways off, but it's already shaping up to be anything but business as usual. Today, we're going to break down how to navigate the tariff-driven turbulence that's threatening to create a perfect storm for supply chains just like yours. And that quote, it really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? This is the big question on everyone's mind right now. If you're wondering how you're going to steer your operations through all this volatility, well, this explainer is designed to give you some real answers and a clear path forward.
Look, we're not just here to talk about problems. Our goal is to hand you a concrete playbook. We're going to move from just understanding the challenges to a set of proactive strategies you can literally start putting into action today.
Okay, let's dive right in. To get ready for the storm, you first have to understand it, right? We're going to look at three major waves of disruption, and they are all heading directly for your supply chain. The first one, and you could argue it's the biggest, is tariff volatility. Now, these aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. They are forcing a real-time, massive reshuffling of global sourcing, and it's happening as we speak. And you have to see how these impacts create this powerful domino effect. Higher landed costs immediately squeeze your Q4 margins. At the same time, you've got these super complicated custom rules putting immense pressure on your teams to find and vet new suppliers at lightning speed. It's a lot. The response to this has been, well, pretty radical. We are not talking about minor tweaks here. For many retailers, the new strategic goal is to get their sourcing reliance on any single high-tariff market down to this number: less than 10%. That's a fundamental redesign of the entire supply chain footprint. So all of that volatility leads us straight into our second disruption. You have companies rushing to ship goods just to beat new tariffs, and that's creating these huge surges that are going to make the usual holiday port congestion significantly worse this year. I mean, we all remember the backlogs from that dock workers' strike back in October 2024. That's the kind of ripple effect we're talking about, but potentially on an even larger scale. So the crucial point is this: proactive planning right now is your best defense against those budget-breaking air freight costs and, let's be honest, disappointing stockouts on your most important holiday products. And finally, all these costs upstream, from the tariffs to the freight, they all funnel down to our third disruption: just immense pressure on your pricing and a really serious threat of margin erosion right when you need that profitability the most. Think about it. Higher costs all over the place mean there's simply less room for those deep holiday discounts that customers expect. And if you're still using a static pricing model that you set months ago, you could be selling your most popular items at a loss without even knowing it. The old way of setting prices for the season just isn't going to cut it. All right, so we've decoded the disruptions. Let's move to the solutions. This is the good part. Let's see how this all builds into a powerful three-part action plan to really fortify your operations for the holidays. Okay, step one is all about building flexibility into your sourcing. That starts with a deep audit, and I mean deep. You need to know your exposure, even down to your Tier 2 and Tier 3 suppliers, because a hidden risk there can derail everything. Then, run simulations. See what switching sources actually costs. The real key, though, is to start qualifying alternatives now, so you have those options ready before the peak season chaos really hits. Next up, step two. You need to master your physical logistics. The playbook here is pretty clear. Book your carrier space well before September to avoid those painful surcharges. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your ports of entry. And then pre-position your must-have holiday products closer to your customers. This is how you bypass those inevitable bottlenecks that you know are coming. And this final step makes sure all your hard work doesn't go to waste. It connects your commercial strategy directly to your operational reality. You need real-time, SKU-level margin tracking, and dynamic pricing to adjust on the fly. This way, your holiday promotions are based on your actual costs, not numbers from last quarter. Okay, so we've laid out the plan, but you might be thinking, how urgent is this, really? Well, let's talk about why taking these actions in the next few weeks is so absolutely critical for your holiday success. This timeline makes it crystal clear. Key decisions, like securing freight, need to be locked in before September. By the time November rolls around, your options to adjust sourcing or logistics without paying a massive premium will be gone. The decisions you make this summer will directly determine your performance this winter. It's that simple. So here's the bottom line. The companies that are going to thrive this holiday season will be the ones that have built adaptability right into their DNA.
They're the ones who treat these disruptions as manageable variables to be planned for, not as uncontrollable events to just react to.
And that brings us to the ultimate question you should be asking your team as you head into your planning. In a volatile season like the one we're facing, is your supply chain built to bend, or is it at risk of breaking?
This entire explainer, by the way, was built on the incredible analysis and proactive guidance provided by the supply chain experts over at ASCM Houston.
For more deep dives and actionable strategies just like this, make sure you like this explainer and subscribe to ASCM Houston right here on YouTube. Thanks for joining us.